Things you do not have to do for a guy to like you. As in all areas of life, in order to connect, certain red lines must be taken into account, which should never be exceeded. By taking good note of them can avoid you many bad times, so it should be noted the most important, namely 1. Being overwhelming. Showing too much interest in a person can be counterproductive. Not only does it put us in a position of very disadvantageous dependence, but if it is perceived as tiresome it will end the relationship. 2. Being boring. Knowing to be likable to men requires taking into account their tastes, precisely because it is very difficult to get someone's attention if he thinks we are boring people. You have to be able to keep his interest. 2. Going cheesy. Since they're children, men often perceive as unpleasant an excess of interest to look elegant or too refined. It should be borne in mind that, although delicate style can be attractive, you do not have to go overboard with flattery towards him. 3. Going male. Men are not usually attracted to the figure of an unfeminine woman, and demonstrations of strength usually go very much in that line. What once could be seen as a challenge for the role of hunters, today continues to be repudiated. 4. Excessive jealousy. It is not bad to show interest so a person does not abandon us, but if we let ourselves be carried away by our most basic instincts we can be excessively heavy, and that will scare away any man. 5. Having a bad mood. Although sometimes it can get us out of control in a specific situation, we have to ensure that it does not become habitual, because nobody likes to be close to a person who is always angry or upset. 6. Being controlling. Of everything you do for a man to like you, few things are as important as avoiding being seen as a manipulator. If someone perceives that we try to restrict their freedom, their instinct will tell them to get away as soon as possible. 7. Destructive criticism. If we want to establish an affable and healthy relationship with a person, it is normal that certain frictions arise. However, when it comes to advising possible improvements, it is necessary to ensure only constructive criticism. 8. Making humor at his expense. Certain relationships may have a humorous component that can be translated into small exchanges of taunts, but the fine line that separates humor from offense should not be exceeded. 9. Ignoring him. We do not always want to talk to a person, and even less when we are in full anger with it, but for a guy to like you, you cannot expect him to follow you if you deliberately ignore him. 10. Repellent on the intellectual plane. Men often find it annoying to feel intimidated by their partners. As with physical force, being repellent on the intellectual plane will be perceived as anything but attractive. If we want to get the attention of a man we have to attend to the aforementioned advice, otherwise we could achieve the opposite of what we propose. Learn how to get a boyfriend. Click or tap the link on or below this video to download this free ebook.